7 Superfoods to End Leg Cramps in the Elderly. Eleanor sat on the edge of her bed, wincing as another sharp cramp seized her right calf. It was the third time that week. At 72, she had grown used to the occasional aches and pains of aging, but these leg cramps were different. They came without warning, mostly at night, and left her sore and restless. Her daughter Sarah had begged her to see a doctor, and reluctantly, Eleanor agreed. The next morning, she visited Dr. Patel, her longtime physician. After a few questions and a gentle examination, Dr. Patel nodded knowingly. "Eleanor," he said, "you're not alone. Many elderly patients struggle with leg cramps, as your diet might hold the answer." Eleanor leaned in, curious. Dehydration, poor circulation, and electrolyte imbalances are common causes, Dr. Patel explained. But there are 7 superfoods that can help ease and even prevent these cramps. He handed her a small brochure titled Doctor's Warning: 7 Superfoods to End Leg Cramps in the Elderly. "Let's go through them," he said, pointing to the first one. 1. Bananas. Rich in potassium, he said. They help regulate muscle function. 1 banana a day could work wonders. 2. Sweet potatoes. These are packed with magnesium and calcium. A roasted sweet potato can restore the minerals your muscles need to relax. 3. Spinach. It's a magnesium powerhouse. Whether sautéed or raw in salads, it's one of the best greens for muscle health. 4. Avocados. High in healthy fats and loaded with potassium and magnesium. Plus, they taste great on toast. 5. Yogurt. This is full of calcium and has probiotics for gut health too. Calcium is essential for nerve and muscle function. 6. Watermelon. It hydrates and contains potassium, a perfect summer snack that doubles as muscle cramp relief. 7. Almonds. A handful a day can give you a dose of magnesium, healthy fats, and protein. Eleanor scribbled notes, her mind already planning a trip to the grocery store. But there's more, Dr. Patel said. Make sure you stay hydrated, stretch gently before bed, and talk to me if the cramps continue. That night, Eleanor swapped her usual cup of tea for a glass of water and added a few slices of banana to her oatmeal. Within a week, she noticed the cramps weren't as frequent or as painful. By the end of the month, they had nearly vanished. She smiled to herself one evening as she sliced open an avocado. Who would have thought that something so simple, food, could make such a difference? Her story became a talking point at the senior center. Eleanor happily shared the list with her friends, hoping to spare them the discomfort she once felt. Sometimes, the best medicine is in your kitchen. Let me know if you'd like to convert a part of this story into a voiceover, how the changes impacted her lifestyle, interactions with others, and the small health transformations that followed. As the weeks turned into months, Eleanor's commitment to her new eating habits blossomed into a full-blown lifestyle shift. What began as a simple attempt to stop leg cramps turned into a deeper journey toward vitality in her golden years. Each morning now began with a gentle stretch beside the window, sunlight casting a golden hue across her small kitchen. Her fridge was no longer filled with convenience foods, but stocked with vibrant greens, Greek yogurt, avocados, and a big container of pre-cut watermelon. Even her shopping habits had changed. She now browsed the local farmer's market every Saturday, weaving between stalls with her reusable bag, chatting with growers about the ripeness of their produce or the sweetness of their melons. The change wasn't just physical, it was social. At the senior center, Eleanor began leading a small wellness group every Thursday afternoon. She'd bring a new superfood spotlight snack and discuss how it helped the body. One week, she blended a spinach and banana smoothie for everyone to try. Another time, she brought roasted sweet potato wedges seasoned lightly with olive oil and paprika. Her friends were skeptical at first, especially George, who proudly lived on meatloaf and instant coffee. But even he had to admit the sweet potatoes were pretty decent. Beyond the food, Eleanor found herself sleeping better, feeling more energized, and perhaps most importantly, reclaiming a sense of control over her body. The cramps had all but disappeared, and she no longer dreaded bedtime. Her mood lifted as her sleep improved. She walked more, smiled more, and felt more alert during conversations. Dr. Patel noticed the difference too. At her next checkup, her blood pressure had stabilized and she'd lost 5 pounds. Her balance had improved slightly, a promising sign for someone concerned about falls. One of the most surprising benefits Eleanor realized was the ripple effect on her family. Sarah, her daughter, had been inspired to make changes in her own kitchen. "You've got me eating avocados now, Mom," she laughed during a phone call. Even her teenage grandson had started snacking on almonds instead of chips, especially after Eleanor explained how magnesium helped with his post-soccer muscle cramps. As the holidays approached, Eleanor decided to write down all she'd learned, not just the foods, but the lessons behind them. She titled the little booklet, From Crampy to Happy, One Grandma's Guide to Feeling Good After 70. She printed out 10 copies and gave them to her friends at the center, each copy decorated with pressed flowers from her garden. Sitting in her armchair one evening, sipping on a glass of cucumber-infused water, Eleanor reflected on the transformation. She'd never imagined that a simple visit to the doctor and a few tweaks to her grocery list could lead to such a meaningful change in her daily life. Leg cramps had been the symptom, but what she really cured was her disconnection from her body. Now, every bite was a choice, not just for nourishment, but for energy, joy, and connection. Let me know if you want to turn any part of this into an audio clip. I can help with that too. Eleanor's newfound wellness didn't go unnoticed. The staff at the senior center invited her to speak at their monthly health forum, where she shared her journey with warmth and honesty. Her story resonated with many, especially those who thought it was too late to change. "It's never too late to feel better," she told the crowd, her voice steady. "One banana, one stretch, one decision at a time." Afterward, several attendees approached her, eager to start their own transformations. Eleanor smiled, realizing that her simple shift had become something far greater, a spark of hope for others. Want to build this into something longer? Let me know.